Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dumageti IELTS speaking improvement lessons with me, Trevor Gordon. Today's topic in speaking part 2 is describe an expensive activity that you enjoy doing occasionally. So, our two pictures, just to give you a bit of background. One is nouvelle cuisine, which is a kind of new type of cooking. Well, not so new, but it's been popular most recently, especially with TV celebrity chefs, and it's very expensive food. And on the other side, we can see a private yacht or boat or whatever the name of it is, I'm not quite sure, but remember, this is called doing something occasionally. So if you did something like this occasionally, you would probably have to hire or rent this boat for the day. So that would be, I imagine, very expensive. I certainly could not afford it. So let's continue. In your talk, you should say what it is, why it's expensive, who you usually do it with. If you do it with someone, you don't have to, but you would have to say that you do it alone. Why you enjoy doing it. So those things must be included. So to prepare, make some notes before you decide what to speak about or what to choose. The reason for this is that you should put down a list of different things, because when you actually go to practice, you may find that the thing that you thought you could speak about, you can't actually speak about because you don't really know what to say. So that is why you should write several things down, and if the first thing doesn't work that you think should have worked, because that's what you think you could talk about, but it doesn't quite go to plan, you've got other choices. So we've got things that are reasonably expensive: going to the theatre, skiing, staying in an expensive hotel, going on a shopping spree, going to an expensive restaurant. So one of them is in our picture, of course, the expensive restaurant. The other one is kind of going on a shopping spree because you have to pay to rent that boat, so you're kind of paying a lot of money. Times, once a year, 2-3 times a year, on my birthday. If you're married, on my wedding anniversary. Whatever, if you go with your parents, on my dad's birthday, I took him to so-and-so. So there's lots of ideas. Where? In the capital city, in my country. Abroad, another country. In a famous city, New York, London, Paris, whatever. In my city. Why did you do it? Why would you do it? To feel special, to treat yourself, reward yourself for something you've done. Maybe you've worked hard, you've passed exams, whatever. And for the experience. Most people don't get to do these things, most of us. So we want to see what it's like. So that's why, for the experience. Okay, so please follow along now. And what I'm going to talk about today is going to a restaurant, because it's something most of students can relate to. You can understand this. So I've chosen that. I don't want to choose a specialist topic that you may not know about and you have no experience of. Everyone goes out to eat. It just depends on how much we pay. Okay, so follow along, note the vocabulary and learn some of the expressions. After this, there's a list of vocabulary and expressions on the next page, so you can see what certain things mean. For this video, I haven't put the things at the bottom of the page. I've done it on the next page, but you will see shortly. There are so many things that we would love to do that are usually too expensive for most people to do, but today I'm going to talk about something I love to do occasionally. I love food and eating. I'm not a good cook, but sometimes I like to experiment by creating certain dishes at home. Most restaurants which are famous or well known are rated by a star system, the highest being a 5-star restaurant, which are generally really pricey and cost an arm and a leg to go to. So on my birthday each year, I treat myself to a meal at one of my local restaurants, and occasionally I travel to the capital where there is much more choice and also more well-recognised restaurants, often owned by celebrity chefs. I book the restaurant of my choice several weeks before my birthday because they are very popular and it's very difficult to get a table. I usually go with my girlfriend, but occasionally I take a few family members with me, which is more often than not my sister and mother, as they both love eating. If I decide to go to the capital, then a hotel is a must, as I like to make a night of it. The main reason I like to do this is because I work very hard, and it peps you up to be able to spoil yourself, and also to see how the other half live, as I'm not in that league. There are many people who can eat out at the top places every evening, but I am not one of them. The main thing for me is the food. It is in a different league to the food I cook at home, for example, and many of the local restaurants I eat at. I do think that sometimes it's a bit too expensive, but as the saying goes, you get what you pay for. Okay, so that's the end of the talk. It's round about, I would say 1 minute 50, something like that. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes. You should aim, as I always say, for at least 1:45. That will be fine. If you're a bit short, it doesn't matter. But you cannot go over because the examiner will stop you. So 15 seconds, 10 seconds gone, it's fine. It won't affect you. Okay, expressions and vocabulary from the talk. I'm not going to go through all these now. What you should do is stop the video and look at the different expressions, and on the right is the definition, simple meanings to these things. You will understand most of them. So these are things that will give you a helping hand if you're not sure how to expand your vocabulary and what expressions to use. So have a look through them. Think about your situation that you're going to talk about, prepare it and practice it. Again, practice the format, the vocabulary, and use them to fit into your topic. If you don't have an activity you can talk about, you can use this one. The examiner doesn't care whether it's true or not. The examiner is testing your English, not whether you're telling the truth. So you can use this one. You can say you go to expensive restaurants. So good luck, keep practicing. Now, if you want to book classes with us, you can go to our website at www.dumagetiarts.com, and we also have some free courses. We have a course site which is www.courses.dumagetiarts.com. We have a 20-hour course, a 10-hour course. I have to check the 10-hour course because there was an issue with it. Even though it's finished, there was an issue, so I'll check that. But the 20-hour course and the grammar course are definitely all up and running because we have people on them. So you can have a choice between a 20-hour IELTS course and a grammar course. I would suggest that you do the grammar course first because the grammar is directly related to IELTS. It's not a general grammar course. It actually relates fully to the exam. So do that first and then make your way through our free IELTS course. There'll be more videos coming. I'm in the process of making several because I haven't made any for a while. So please hit the notification button on the channel. Tell your friends if they're thinking of doing IELTS or if they're already doing IELTS. Please tell them about it. On the course there are some references between the differences of Tagalog and English. I've tried to simplify them. My Tagalog is not fantastic, but I know the basic structures and the differences. So some of the course will point out a few things between the differences in English structure and the Tagalog structure. Okay, that's it. So thank you very much for your time, and I will see you in the next video.